maps, Henry, if that's how that. You know where I'm going with this.
I think everyone understood where you're going with it. Yeah, absolutely. But still, after that kind of loss, it's very difficult to pick yourself up. Like Bianca said, these guys aren't robots. Shoxy, definitely a very emotional player. Doesn't so sense in the way he gets angry. You can tell it does affect him, though, and maybe it can affect some of his calls going into this one. They wanted to pick themselves up and get straight back into this. It's going to be the second map here. It's going to be Cash. And ladies and gentlemen, I hear a little bit quiet, so why don't we make some noise here? It's going to be... Anything? Go on. Okay,
there we go. There we go.
A little bit delayed.
I mean, you felt like yelling at Machine a minute ago, despite that he was just trying to do his job. But
that's the noise. Right then. Fnatic on the T side, G2 on the CT. We'll see the buys coming in. Actually, 5 sets of armor for Fnatic here. So, going to be something very aggressive indeed. They normally do favor towards the B side of the map, but looks like they're maybe going towards middle here. Just running out towards the default. No boost coming in. And we'll see what the CTs bring to the table as well. Actually, very passive play from both sides here.
Pretty straightforward setup. No boost yet. Very far back from Flusha, perhaps anticipating that there might be a counter boost.
Well, a lot of CT teams will hunt for information, especially if they don't get anything this early on. And there it is. You can see Smiths. He's pushed in towards the A storage area here. Looking at that first frag. Problem is, if he gets spotted, there's no life support here. He's got no one with him. So it's all down to this first shot. But I like his angle, though. That's pretty efficient in terms of getting that first frag. I don't think anyone will be expecting this one. As the boost comes in, though, Fnatic. Oh, did he spot him? I think you can see the feet there, so he's going for the first shot here now, but he is committed at this point. Didn't find the kill. This could be his downfall.
That's actually very smart from Fnatic. They immediately give up on the boost, knowing that it's spotted. There's a chance to relay the information to someone at middle, and they go after him, knowing he's isolated, and they get the kill. 1-for-1 trade. So Smith did well to find one on his own, but good reaction from Fnatic. Now they can go back to the boost and get back to the plan that was to get out middle and try and control the map. Yeah,
that was big for Smith. If he found that first kill and got away, that would have been so beneficial for G2. But here we go then. It's going to be the B side of the map. It's Fnatic's option. 30 seconds remaining. And RPK still has to smoke as well. He's towards a headshot position as well. I don't think he has a chance to use it now. Gets the first shot though. Gets 2. Can he get more out of this? Going to be still alive, and Scream backing him up as well. So fantastic work from RPK, stepping up just when G2 required. Just going to be JW remaining now, but he finds 2. Okay.
And he may find a third. RPK's down to just 8 HP. He's got 9 seconds though. It's unlikely. What a shot, JW! Is he going to get there in time? Strafe jump just barely. He's going to get this bomb plant. This now comes to a legitimate one-on-one. That shot was so impressive for him to find. It's not the HP, it was just the timing of it. And Shox, he's already spotted him. He's still got the advantage. 89 HP, drops in, flash goes out. GW has to reload on top of the box though. He's still alive, and it's Shox just barely to hold on.
Can you imagine? That was so well played by JW. Very impressive. The fact he got it down to a 1 versus 1 and got the bomb planted as well. Shox must have been sweating bullets there. That's unbelievable. You can see how hit or miss that was for him, but he manages to pull things off with the headshot through the box in the end. G2 do take a much needed pistol, I have to say. They're going with 4 MP9s in the second round. Obviously, Fnatic will be forcing in the third of AK, so they should be able to clean up here. Still, that was very touch and go for JW.
Yeah,
amazing round.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those.
I was getting nervous watching it.
Dennis boosted up this time, P250 in hand. 4 MP9s right now for G2. No armor bought from Fnatic, so twice now Fnatic in the second round after losing pistol have not elected to buy armor on their force. And it's because they have the bomb down, so they want to try and get a more established buy onto round 3. Good start. Scream continues to try and pick away at middle. Damage onto Crims. Gets taped up, though. Thankfully, it's from far enough a distance that he only goes down to 63. They should be able to collect both these kills without losing anyone else.
Yeah, you would think so.
Oh, okay.
Crims.
Thanks, Crims.
Looking for the second. Almost gets it. Takes Smith down to 22.
And thankfully, Scream picks up the FAMAS as well.
Yes, so they actually had 4 MP9s here. So now they will be adjusting themselves. They know the AK is going to be coming out on the third. But the AWP is coming in as well. JW benefiting from those kills he found in the pistol, and obviously got the extra cash from the plant as well. So round number 3. No one for G2, that's for sure. It's going to be 2 MP9s of FAMAS. And they go up against the Orb of JW. Smoke goes down towards Connector from Fnatic. Looking like they'll be focusing towards mid here as well. Flashbang comes in. Shox with the burst fire though. Struggles a little bit. His teammates back him up. And they managed to take the first 2 kills there. And Shox, he should have been dead for sure, but he manages to avoid death, and they get the bomb down as well.
Shock's going to sit with that bomb as well and babysit it. He only has the 12 HP to play with, but they, with Scream and RPK also with attention on middle, can play off of his his call in this situation. Now, a boost may come through for Dennis late. Venton looks like he wants to put him up. That would put them in an angle to very easily catch off Shox, but they have to confront Scream before that even happens. Question is Scream peeking far enough? He's just facing out front. If he's shoulder peeking it with his knife out so we can get the information, and that way not only call for Shox that they are coming, but get RPK to peek and face. So this isn't an easy task just because they have a boost. That makes it easier. That shoulder peeking caught off. JW, well done.
I'm not sure he had to do that as well with Shox with vision on the bomb, but here we go then. Shox stepping up there, gets the kill towards Venton, and JW finds his second as well, so still a lot to play for here. They
should be able to, they'll re-grab off this now because RPK can't afford to face out, bring this back to a 2v2. That just throws the round, so smartly he gets away from this. He'll play as the rotation, but it looks like it's going to be Highway with an approach toward the A site. Smiths has already cleared out Squeaky.
You know what's interesting about this as well? The CTs have 2 MP9s. Up against an AWP and an AK, so still it's a 3-on-2, but the Fnatic definitely have a strong chance here.
And armor as well, and we know about that MP9 against armor. It's really ineffective in most situations, especially at range, so...
Well, Smith's is playing it well, though. He's not committing to a bomb site. He's just going to be listening out, getting a ton of info here. Problem is, if he gets spotted like that, he's going to be in a very difficult position, and his team included in that.
He had no idea. He thought he could catch the planter off. But it is a second M4 picked up now. Body's going to lead from Highway.
You know what's clever about this? They wanted... Okay. Take it away, Matt.
I was going to say, that, yeah, they could go for a boost here. If they wanted, that's an overcommitment, though. JW caught in the open. Now, Dennis hasn't peeked in this. They didn't go for the boost. Can they read his position? He can still play this out with time. They're going to tap it, try and force this out, but they're both looking away. Oh, they're both looking away. This is going to be too easy for Dennis.
See what I mean?
First kill, done. Second one, they're going to try and face it again. RPK chasing him around. Does kill him, but...
No chance.
There's no kid. There's no one nearby.
That's exactly the point I was going to make. They didn't go for the boost. They wanted to go for the old bait and switch. He said, you know what? Let's not give away both our positions here. Even if you die in the face, I'm not going to go for this whatsoever. They're going to be limited with the utility. They can't flush me out, and they're going to assume I'm towards A or squeaky door. So that was actually really cool for Fnatic. You could see them going to make it their mind how they wanted to approach it. Had they gone for the boost, sure, they could have got the first kill, but that gave them a really strong chance of winning the round there. And after losing the first 2 frags, Fnatic bounced back. And it's going to be 2-1. Still in G2's favor, and they have got cash to buy here. As we're going to round number 4, Smith brings out the AWP, but no kits and a distinct lack of utility as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is that early buy. Venton left onto an UMP in this situation, but it does mean that we're in a fragile situation for both teams with this much invested, so it's still not done and dusted in this situation with that early bomb plant. Regardless, good counter boost up. He's going to get caught off. Manages at least to find Flusha before going down. That's big, because RPK following up on Dennis now means that they can fall back inside of the sites, and RPK gets away with 39 HP. He has a long way to go back down A main, but they weren't in a position to re-peak him.
Yeah, and the Smiths as well, continuing the aggression towards A storage. He finds JW, so this round surely secured at this stage. This could be a Galil and a UMP remaining. Crimson Venton, and RPK has spotted one towards squeaky door as well, so they've got information. They know Terrorist can't be too committed to this side of the map just yet, as he does fall back as well. They pick up the bomb. And I'm not really sure what the options are here for the Terrorists. Could be making their way back towards middle. Managed to upgrade the Galil to an AK as well. And they only have a flash and a Molotov to work with, so there comes the play towards mid. You would assume now the CTs just can have 2 towards A, 2 towards B, and just try and work across fire and deny the plant going down. It's going to be the B side of the map for Fnatic to choose.
Yeah, and that vent busting out is going to be far too obvious. Scream's just going to have to hold the cross. There's no smoke. They do have a Molotov they can try and put in that position, but they'd rather use it to clear out Body, who when he peeks, finds one, allows Scream to easily pick up the second as he distracts Scrims, and it's now 3 rounds for G2. This is exactly what we were talking about, though. Both teams so heavily invested, and the economy not stabilized at all this early on. It's going to be straight back onto the pistols for Fnatic.
Yeah, going to be force buying here. There would have probably been double eco anyway, so let's see what they can do with the force here. Desert Eagles, body armor. Dennis and JW have had armor. 1 smoke, and I'd assume this will be an A take. Smoke towards Highway. Try and force your way in, try and find that chance. Deagle headshot. As we go into round number 5, as Krim's trying to show his hand towards the B side of the map here, but there it is. Flusha gets the first kill towards Shox. Body replies.
That new vent is so much nicer.
You like it, don't you?
I do like it, Henry. It's
yes.
Pretty straightforward. There's going to be a smoke off to cover off top Highway. They can try and push through. Dennis with bomb is going to get it in toward default. Tight plant, no Molotov to try and delay this or deter it from Smiths. Can't really force the fake, or force the peek rather, excuse me, on toward A main either, as they're going to fall back quite easily, but the retake will come in. RPK the first shot on it. Dennis makes this all the more possible. Body going to flash over top, and he's going to try and work toward Venton, who's sat on top of this bomb, so it may catch them off for one, but it's still so much work with these pistols.
Yeah, a lot to do here. It's going to be Body finding the kill on towards Flusher. Smith chimes in as well, and that's going to be it. Decent retake there, utilising the grenades perfectly. Molotovs towards the key areas, making the Fnatic players face. They managed to keep 4 alive as well. So Fnatic, although they open things up, taking down Shocks and the bomb plant coming in as well, doesn't equate to a round victory here. So they will be taking a full eco, presumably, as we go into round number 6. Just, okay, 5 deagles across the board. That's all they will be buying, though. Definitely will be able to buy next round. And this is where G2 can start to build some economy here. It's like the bank account swell. Try and keep 5 players alive. That's the aim of the game here. Don't want to give anything away.
RPK going to try and get close to that smoke inside middle as well, but that shot on his Shocks.
Thought it was coming.
Flashback in. They want to reface. They're a little bit hesitant, though. Instead, it's the nade Molotov now. That goes a little bit far. It'll segregate Dennis, though, who has bomb and he's low on HP. Needs to be a little bit careful in this situation as JW get caught as well by RPK. Smoke's gone. He still has that position. He's going to fall away from it smartly and not get counterpicked here because that would bring it back and leave a rifle so far out in the open for Fnatic.
The smoke there from Shocks being very beneficial for them just to slow down Fnatic, allow them to rotate over, but still not really much the terrorists can do. A little boost comes towards the site. Shocks is happy to face it though. Doesn't find the frag, but does a ton of damage. And looks like now it's going to be Dennis making his way towards Forklift as well. Actually undetected as well. So Scream could get dropped here. There it is. They do manage to find him. And that's the round secured. Like I said, the CTs want to keep as many players alive here as they possibly can. And Scream's making a very convincing case to make that happen.
Scream is going to follow that up as well.
There
and
it
all
is.
the way in. 3 quick kills for him. It's 5-1 now for G2. Another decent start in a map. And the economy's still in their favor firmly as they build it up over the last 2 rounds. They've got a round in hand, and Fnatic, with only 3 rounds in the bonus, are able to buy in this round, but won't be in the next without a bomb plant. So keep that in mind.
Absolutely.
Keep that, not to mention the bomb plant round prior is actually what made a lot of this possible. It's just been able to stabilize, even just to get decent utility in this one.
5 AKs, no open JW this time. We'll see what kind of setup G2 are bringing. It's this aggressive play towards B storage. RPK there with Smiths at the AWP, seeing if they can get the first bit of intel here, but it's going to be another default from Fnatic. Not going for any fast mid pushes here. Just seeing if they can make something happen. It's going to be a smoke towards the highway from Benson, just trying to take away some vision when the CT's there, but RPK still aggressive towards storage. And he's not getting anything out of this as well. So Smiths is going for that first pick. It's going to be JW waiting for the aggression as Shocks to go down first. Now, a 5-on-4 finally in Fnatic's favor.
Good shot from Smiths.
This is the best thing about this map. It's like Dust 2 in a sense. As soon as you lose that first frag as the CTs, you want to be pushing in and getting the frags back in your favor. Smiths does an amazing job there. RPK chiming in as well, but there's Body. He wants some more. Benton does manage to take him down, but it's going to be a 3-on-2 still in G2's favor here.
Benton facing, door open. Molotov in front. Oh, that nearly stretches through. 8 HP, he just stays alive. Now his job is basically going to allow it. That's a bit curious, actually, from Flusha. I was going to say his job is to stay alive and help support Flusha, who's got the HP, but Flusha charges in and gets caught by it. And now it goes to 6-1. No bomb plant again, so this now means they sit just below the position where they could be able to buy. They can afford Tech 9s in this situation because they will go to a full 5 rounds, but it's the best case scenario. Well,
both teams have been excellent on the CT side so far. Just great approach to the basic game of CS. Like I said, Cash, one of those maps, as soon as you lose the first kill, you need to be making something happen. You need to be retaking another part and making sure you find frags. Smiths did that perfectly as well, and RPK's been having a great series. He found the second and forced Fnatic towards the A site. Now they will be on an eco. CZ, Deagles, and a P250. We go to round number 8 here. Not really many options once again. No nades to work with whatsoever. Just trying to make those Desert Eagles open up a part of the map and they can swarm in and see if we can get another plant down here. We have got Body towards the checker room. Needs to be backed up by RPK once again. Decent flashbang comes in, takes down Venton. He does get answered back by 2 frags for Fnatic here.
Very well done. And Dennis is going to get aggressive and go toward this AK as well. JW with RPK, it's suddenly Fnatic that has the lead in the round, and they've got this defense entirely split up. JW is going to probe in toward the B site, and Scream's going to have to be very calculated.
Yeah,
on exactly how he peaks this.
It's one of his best positions as well. He can absolutely destroy teams here. And here's an example. Gets the first frag, but Dennis replies. 2-on-1 now, all up to Smiths with the AWP.
That's the big problem. It's an AWP to try and get aggressive with as he peeks in. First shot unsuccessful. Audacious to go for the no-scope in that situation. But that AK, Dennis with the shot over mid, rushes to get the AK, and look at the result. Fnatic pick up their second round. That'll forced by, not even that, a quasi-buy situation where they're trying to equalize their money so they could buy into this round.
Big round. And Smiths looked like he had an opportunity there. That nose skip, had it landed, could have been a different story, but Dennis very confident, gets 3 frags and finishes things off there. Not going to be enough to dent the economy just yet of the CTs. They have another buy in hand here. It is 6-2. Trying to claw one back on the Deagle round. Smiths back on towards the AWP. This time he's going towards A storage once again. We'll be pushing through that smoke, it seems. He's been very good at opening the map up, actually. As he is going towards A main. Doesn't spot anything just yet. Even though he doesn't kill anyone, this is good info. And it's looking like Fnatic maybe focusing towards mid here. JW boots on the red container in mid, looking for any aggression from the CTs. They've got a good control of the map right now. Looks like a mid take will be coming in.
Dennis just going to wait. RPK, Shock, Scream all inside the middle, though, from G2 side. Smith's in the corner on the boxes at A, as well as looking in toward main, so he'll get information early if they rotate back in that position. That's why they can afford to leave so many players committed right now onto this mid position. They're waiting it out. Fnatic definitely taking their time about it. Benton's going to start to go lurk toward that squeaky position, because that'll be their way in, their ticket into the round. But good exchange so far. Dennis goes in with one and immediately gets dropped. That'll negate any chance for them to continue on with that boost strategy. Oh, missed smoke from JW. Thankfully, a flash was also misthrown from G2, and Scream gets caught by this. He nearly gets taken down through the garage.
Oh, it's looking like a B-sided attack here as Flusher makes his way with Crims towards that side now. His body, the new boy to step up as JW finds a kill on towards Scream now. Up to body to find these next 2 frags.
An easy noise trigger. JW knew by the footsteps he was on the roof, but here we go. Body this time. It's already off. Crim snuck up. He had no idea. I was going to say the same position Scream played it from, but no chance that time.
Yeah, he needs to be a little bit more aggressive there. It's going to be a 4-on-2, and it looks like the CTs will be saving. As I said, they have one more buy in them. That's about it. So saving these weapons will be very valuable going forward. But looks like Fnatic may be on the hunt here. You can see Benton making his way through T-spawn towards the squeaky door area. Should be taken down by Smith. So there it is. And so at least that gives his position away. All the rest of the terrorists decide to follow suit. It looks like they will be, slowly but surely.
RPK is going to get found here by JW as well. But it's a good angle for him to hold. Crims actually may beat him there. Crims actually becoming slightly more facing in that position coming from T-spawn, so he may get caught by this. There it is, one. JW, reface. No, good shuffle out, but RPK does go down, so 1 gun only saved. Importantly, though, it is the AWP. JW, cheeky, tries to get the pre-fire in.
Yeah.
But now they split the lead. It's down to 6-3.
Indeed, the AWP definitely helps. Means we won't have a glass cannon. We can actually have grenades across the board as well. So this is a full buy from GT, but this will be the round to break them if they were to lose it. Problem is now JW has the AWP as well. We know how strong he can be getting these picks towards middle, especially when he's boosted up as well. And we'll have a look at the setup coming in for G2 here. Body tucked in towards the checkers. He'll be backed up by RPK as well. He's just got the flashbang in hand. And we'll see whether Body can get any vision here. Doesn't get anything for his money just yet. Smith's pushing that squeaky door area, looking for the first pick. He is seeming very confident today. And okay, he might get his kill as well. Oh. Misses the shot, but manages to stay alive.
Dennis is going to wait inside A main as well, and Smith's getting a little bit more curious in this position. He held it from the boxes last time. This time he does actually manage to get the jump up, but will Dennis, I don't think he'll have heard it. That's sneaky. Shocks just walks in. We could see him go underneath the Smith's position, and Dennis had no idea. Not only that, he gets away from this flash in. He's looking for the repeat. Now, Smith has the angle held as well, so if he did bait them in, it could have been a perfect scenario for G2. But meanwhile, they've gotten middle.
This is the next phase of the round now. Going to be boosting JW up, looking with the pick towards the A side, but Smiths is reading this very nicely indeed. He'll be looking towards highway. This is the first shot, but he's aware of the situation now, so we're trying to reclaim towards that A storage area. Just back and forth, trying to find that next frag. They have got the man advantage here.
JW, after that shot, gonna slip away. Smith has made his way to lockers, but he's isolated, so he has to hit this next shot as well into Flusha. Pops out the flash. This will get him around the corner. Better position. Molotov as well, and Flusha does win the duel, but he's going to be refaced by Shocks, who nearly misses out, but does close it. It's on to Crims. 1 versus 4.
Yep, 3 frags for Shoxy. Stepping up. Is himself and Smiths. They were just commanding the round and almost funneling Fnatic to unfavorable situations there. It's a very aggressive play from Smiths, but seeing these solid executions in terms of like a proper wall of smoke towards the A side. This is classic Fnatic so far, just working the picks and using the mid-round calls, boosting up, trying to take advantage of any situations they find themselves into. And this will be a contact B play by the looks of things. 4 players in B storage, Flusher holding the flanks, and Body hasn't really been tested case. They have got utility to play with as well. We haven't seen any solid executions in the end in terms of like a proper wall of smoke towards the A side. This is classic Fnatic so far, just working the picks and using the mid-round calls, boosting up, trying to take advantage of any situations they find themselves into. And this will be a contact B play by the looks of things. 4 players in B storage, Flusher holding the flanks, and Body hasn't really been tested so far in the early stages of the round. Let's see if we can step up here.
Well, the wall of smoke at mid is out right now, but the problem is they're not going through it. They're actually coming through B main instead, and that allows Body to find 2. RPK, good use of the smoke as he gets up on top of the boxes. It's perfect, in fact, because he picks up 2 kills. Scream finds 1 before. It's now extended the lead a little bit. They've got the AWP still on to Smiths, and the money for Fnatic's non-existent.
Yeah, that was a big round there. We said Body needed to be tested. He finds 2 frags as well, and RPK using those smokes perfectly, like he said on the one play. Finishes things off with 2 frags. Fnatic, like I said, they are just relying on the basics so far. We know Venton is the new boy here. It's been, a couple of weeks since he was announced actually in this team. So a map pool of 7 is very difficult to go over absolutely everything and have everything locked down. Sometimes you just have to rely on the defaults and see if you can work the picks. If you don't have those solid executions nailed. It's just going to be Glocks and P250s this time. Make it as 1 P250. This is almost a throwaway round at this stage. No grenades. And they can get a bomb down. That'll be an absolute miracle, but I don't really see it happening. You see the setup now for G2. Gone full retake mode. They've been so aggressive in the last previous rounds. They're going to be just having Smith towards CD spawn. And he'll be looking at that first frag, falling back. And that's probably the opportunity Fnatic were looking for. They can just make him miss 1 shot. They can make their way to the side, but Shock's coming to back up now.
Shocks has this angle covered off. They cross over. No utility. Easy first shot for him. He has taken a little bit of damage. In fact, they've lost Smiths and Scream. Shocks goes down now to Venton. There's still a chance to at least get a bomb plant out of this. It could go further. Low HP, though. That nade doesn't quite reach to Venton, but Dennis found. It's going to leave it to a 2 versus 2. Kits on both G2 players. They can take their time and try and make this correct, but nearly gets caught with utility deployed. Could have been awkward for RPK. Instead, Molotov forcing out, tries to catch him on the escape. Flush has got a cross. Venton's got the shot. This is still doable. Nice pick from Body as he waits for the angle to present itself, but he has no idea where Flush has gone because not only has he crossed from forklift, he's made it all the way into the quad position. Fortunately, no guns inside of the site due to the passive approach, and Body's going to tap this. He's looking the wrong way. He's looking the wrong... That gave it away. That was a chance missed, and Flush has now got to play the time. He's going to try with the burst Glock, oddly enough, and Body's going to close it just barely with the kit.
You have to think, though, when he spotted his back, is it even worth taking the shot there? Just run the bomb down as quickly as you possibly can and just stay alive as long as possible. He went for the burst fire Glock, didn't work out. I think we've seen a lot of rounds thrown with that secondary option of the Glock. It doesn't ever seem to pay off, but there it is. G2 do manage to avoid what would have been an absolute shocker of a round. It was actually, what, 1 PT50 and 4 Glocks. Haven't done to the one-on-one, but Body's stepping up. 9-3 now. It's round number 13. We have got 5 AKs and a full set of utility for Fnatic as well. And it looks like Smiths is going aggressive once again towards Squeaky Door. Looking at that first frag. Doesn't work out this time, though. Wenton gets to first pick for Fnatic here. And Shocks, that's what I'm talking about. Reaction plays. Going to be pushing through this smoke. Wants to try and find and get one back for G2.
Shocks with the flash in. Has the angle covered off. AK versus M4. And M4 wins the first duel, but it guys go back to Dennis in the end, using the box correctly. Still, though, they managed to offset that, bring it back to 3 versus 3. Dennis is going to lurk inside the site alone, essentially, right now as well. Scream's still down toward Highway. He's a little bit late to arrive with that smoke out, but Dennis caught looking the wrong way. Good peek from RPK. Takes matters into his own hands.
Very calm and collected, RPK there. 2 great frags and drops the bomb as well, and it's going to be Scream to finish things off. This is very convincing so far for G2. Every time they lose a frag, they're doing the right moves. Once again, we saw it in Inferno. Good mid-round calls, and Shoxy leading the charge here. Great work from him. As soon as they lose a player, he's the one making things happen. 10-3, Fnatic, difficult position in terms of the money. Going to be having 4 AKs, 1 Desert Eagle. Hey, look at all we're lost on cash, man, I have to say.
Yeah, this is definitely, I mean, it's a bit more surprising than I would have expected because remember Cash, although CT side is one of the maps with the double op when Olaf's in the lineup that they're very good on, and there's been multiple instances where they've picked up 9 to 11 rounds on this map before with swift execution, but like you're saying, we haven't really seen much of that.
Not at all, not even in the basic execution, not even like just 2 smokes towards Highway and 1 towards Quad, a couple of Molotovs. They're just really working on the defaults here and hoping they can rely on the frags. But here it comes. This is what we've been looking for. A nice, simple execution. The smokes come in, the flashbangs do too.
Yeah, the arrow smoke as well to cover off that quad position, allow them to wrap faster, get that bomb in position. I think they followed that up with a Molotov, but they went toward the fence, so that means Smiths still has position. He's caught at the fence this time. He's already fired through. He does pick up one, dropping it. It's Dennis to trade, though. Bomb's dropped in the corner, and Dennis is extremely low, and he's left alone.
Wow.
As Shocks just absolutely mops them up walking back in the site.
Yeah, very strong. Very strong indeed, and this Fnatic, they're not looking very assertive right now. They're dropping those smokes and they're getting flash and no one's pushing through, no one's making it happen. They're hoping CTs present themselves, but it's holding back for this smoke. You can see it's looking a little bit confusing. As soon as it was just one player towards that MPK position as well, and he's able to get 2 or 3 players on his screen before they actually face him. And Shocks knocking things up, as you said. It's going to be round number 15 here. G2 with another commanding lead in the CT half. Similar scenes to what we saw on Inferno, that we know how that ended. Flusher opening things up here, takes down screen towards Connector. They have got control of middle now with that kill.
JW on the Smiths. Gives the man advantage to Fnatic, though, but look at Crim's position as he starts to walk in. They're already around on this checkered flooring. It's RPK, can't do more than one this time. He does get tagged up significantly, and it's an easy follow-up for Crims. But now the T's very spread up. Venton wins the duel in A. That gives them the site, but all right, closed on kills, fair enough. Crims finds it. I was going to say it's a long way to rotate that bomb back around, but it does end up 2 duels, both won 11-4, so slightly better in some ways, Henry, by 2 rounds than Inferno.
Yeah, I guess
but you could also say slightly worse for G2 after seeing what happened on Inferno.
Yeah, it's definitely 2 ways to look at this one, but still, if we were just talking about this map on its own, very good half for G2. They looked... They were in the driving seat throughout this, and there was a couple of rounds which were hit or miss, but overall, very successful indeed. Well, pistol, again, very important for Fnatic, and Dennis posts similar sort of levels of skill we saw on Inferno. Yet to be seen. Do we take a break here, Matthew?
I haven't heard, Henry. But we are going to take a short break, Henry. That is the plan. We will get back into half 2. G2 in the lead. All right, welcome back. Halftime 2. G2 11-4 lead. Again, very solid CT half, but the same can be said, as we mentioned, Fnatic are very good on the CT side of Cash, previously at least, with Olaf. Now, this is the unknown entity. We don't know where the potential lies for not only a double op, but just in general, being aggressive and finding information. Like you say, it's one of those maps you have to get refrags when the trades and the kills go against you.
We'll see what happens in this pistol round. As I was just finishing the point off before we went to that break, If Fnatic can find this one, if Dennis posts another amazing performance in the pistol, this could be another turbulent time for G2 here. They've got to try and guarantee themselves going into the T-sided pistol here. Most teams do favour towards the B side, but definitely many options here. You can see the buy just about to come in. Scream has got the smoke and flash. And we are getting to the second half now. 11-4. Like you said, 2 better for Fnatic than Inferno, but also 2 worse for G2.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you kind of have to make that storyline a thing, because we already saw a huge comeback from Fnatic in the first round, in the first map, excuse me, on Inferno, and we know, you've said it enough times, and we've definitely seen it prove that Dennis is extremely good on these pistols to start that momentum off. Fast play, very fast play, and there it is! Oh my God, Dennis on cue, on point, all 3 kills again. I'm done. Don't even buy guns. Just this guy could use a USB for the entire game, and I would be convinced, because G2 certainly has to be convinced it might be the ace to Dennis with an absolutely perfect round.
What do you even say about that one, Matt? That's just disgusting. He saved them on Inferno, and he gets an ace. We're just picking him up as the world's best pistol player.
That
and
second
how
shot.
Is that not more fitting than he does that in the second half? Unbelievable scenes. 5 kills, just a clean ace, why not? That's so sick. Let's go, Dennis. Round number 2 comes in, of course, G2 will be force buying Tech-9s, Desert Eagles, and PT-50s. But still, that clip will be coming to many frag movies in the next couple of weeks.
That second shot was absolutely ridiculous. USP is like, Valve, please nerf, but not gun, just Dennis. Like, that is insanity.
Nerf Dennis.
Flush is going to climb silently up the ladder, get himself a better position on toward the catwalk, because JW has been pushed out of the site. He needs to stay passive. Surprise, surprise, Dennis with another kill. He starts things off this time as well. JW will chime into the mix. Deagle's now left for RPK shocks and body, but that's slowly dwindling away. No bomb player. They do go for the armor here because they're not going to have the early buy. They'll have the next round to save and try and build up their economy.
Let's see if they can find a kill here. It's body to take down Dennis, so finally tamed the beast there, but it's just going to be now body in the vent. And not really much hope here as the bomb is down towards the A side of the map here. JW pushing in as well. And there it is. The final kill comes in for Flusher. It's pretty clean. 4 players stay alive, and G2 after the force buy will be on a full eco this time. And so Fnatic can breathe easy here and just utilize these SMGs they have and just patrol the map, try and farm some cash. On cash, of course. And yeah, nothing really purchased for G2 whatsoever. Just a couple of PT-50s and some Glocks. Make it 3 PT-50s. No nades. Once again, just try and get the bomb down. That's all you can really hope for, Matt. But Fnatic have showed us you can make these rounds very close. And there's a reply from Body.
Smart reply. Better still. Takes down Dennis. Body having a reasonable game with 14 kills. Crims is going to rotate around them, but more importantly, Crims has bomb. So even though there's 3 kills, or sorry, there's 3 alive rather, for G2 and 2 guns picked up, they have to recover this bomb, and a smart boost right now for Crims to go up above, because he can play both sides of this. It doesn't matter which approach they go for. Venton's gonna go a long ways away from this though. So this actually catches them off a bit slightly, because they'll be in between. Venton should be able to spot them. And it is gonna be taken down though. Scream with 1. Crims has to find, does get the first. They now know his position, jumps up, tries to play the SMG movement mechanics. He does get the second shot, and he's not taking much damage from this either. He will eventually fall down. Still has possession of that bomb, though, at least knows he does when he peeks it out the first time. He can't afford to face it directly, so this will come down to a bit of a game of cat and mouse. And Scream's trying to wait this out himself. He's not sure exactly where Crims has gone.
Yeah, the problem for Scream is Crims is one of the most intelligent players in these clutch situations in the entire planet. So let's see whether he can negate his way around him and try and get the bomb down here. His odds, although he has an M4, the problem is he has no armor. Against an MP7, that'll chew him apart. Looks like Scream now making his way towards Squeaky Door. Just got to go all in on the A-bomb side. Doesn't look like he'll be slowing down. Just going to open up the door, hope for the best. And we'll see if that crisp aim can get him out of the situation.
Yeah, Crims just rotating late from highway now and knows it's on the A site. Taps out though. Scream's still thinking this very sincerely. He's overthinking. In fact, it's a huge overcommitment because Crims hits the shot.
I told you. That's all, a 3-on-1, that real smart boost. You pointed it out as they were in that difficult situation. They had control of the bomb. They knew the terrorists would stick together. He finds that first frag, and that kill, the second one, was what decides it for me. He knows he has control of the situation at that point. He can wait for Scream to make the next move, and the MP7 prevails somehow against the M4. And it's G2, although Didn't necessarily have much to work with there. They definitely made it an interesting situation. We go into round number 19. The buy comes in, AKs, and there's going to be an A-sided attack here. We've got Shocks and Smiths in the A storage. Scream trying to push his way in towards Squeaky Door. And there is an AWP for JW as well. Decent nade goes in, takes Smiths down to 81. And they are leaving the bomb towards the mid warehouse for now, so probably won't be committing just yet. Let's be more of a default to try and work a pick here. Maybe allow Scream to open up the door and face towards that forked area. But Dennis is waiting for him, but it's going to be Shocks that gets to drop first, and now they've got something to work with.
Shocks is going to play this with the open angle as well. No smokes out. That costs him, though, because JW has an easy visionary shot through with the AWP. Rotation coming in from Crims already. They seem to have an idea that this is going to be on the A site. They can also afford to rotate early with Venton inside of the vents because he'll be able to hear them rotating back. And they're not wrong. Certainly not wrong about rotating because now it is going to be a commitment. Good shot from Scream on the way through, but JW closing out on Smiths. Or excuse me, Flush closing out on Smiths is going to let JW get closer with this AWP.
Well, the bomb's making its way to the site as well. It's going to be body carrying it. JW just hungry for more kills here. You can hear it going down. This is just classic JW. Doesn't really have much information. Knows the bomb is in front of him. There it is. Takes him down. There is another player towards quad there. That's going to be Scream. RPK backing him up from the forklift as well. Can they pull this one off? They find two frags. Just going to be Wenson here. The new boy trying to step up.
Has to drop inside of the site. Low HP on RPKs. Found the first. The nose Screams in toward quad position, but he has to find a way to bait him out. He has a kit to work with, so he's got some time to do so. Scream's got the first shot, but it's only a minimal damage and a good peek from Benton. He reads it. Fnatic, they're doing it again, Henry.
They're doing it again, absolutely. It's JW with the audacious play, creeping up to the bomb site. Didn't have really any information as to where the terrorists were. Hit the first shot, and it looked like G2 did just enough there, but Wenton hasn't had the most explosive series so far, but he's been winning some really crucial rounds for Fnatic there, and that's another one.
And you mentioned the JW thing. He's fully flashed off, but he figures, all right, if I'm flashed, they're flashed, they're not going to peek me. And he just keeps walking up the wall. Like, who does that other than JW?
JW's on 30
that was a knife out of spawn.
Why does that happen? Don't right-click your knife and spawn, guys. That's another CS 101 lesson for you there. That could be really important.
We're going to boost Benton from B.
Means if he gets that grenaded now, he can't be so aggressive with the AWP, and that's his playstyle. That's really frustrating, but still, Crim's looking to rectify the mistake here. He's going a little bit aggressive. Spots a player jumping above the smoke there. Can't manage to get the shot in just yet, but Wenson coming in to back him up.
It's going to be just a perfect position for Venton as well. That's the right bait and switch. Crims is able to pull him back in. Pot flash says out. And this pushes G2 back. They can't afford to commit to this B bomb site. A man down already, and thankfully, they left Shocks in a position where they couldn't really push into the A positions or out through middle and catch them off from connector and pincer them entirely, but they certainly have no map control right now on this G2 side.
Well, they have got a couple of smokes and flashbangs. These guys have got very good B executions, but they normally rely on the Molotovs to make it happen here. They're going to be held out of the sight for now.
And 4 players right now from Fnatic on the B side of the map.
Okay, well, that helps, though.
It certainly does. That's actually quite crucial because that's defense as well. That's the swing position. So that's one prong of the approach. The retake down. Smiths with a better kill on Benton body onto Crims. I was about to say, even if they execute, they're still going to have to make contact because of the positioning of Fnatic. And it doesn't matter if they make contact or not. They pull the round entirely back.
Well, it's flushing out in a surely impossible situation. 4-on-1. 2 players are low. It's going to be Body and Smiths. It looks like Flusher just setting himself up for some exit kills here. Just wants to take as many as he can down. Damage to the economy of the terrorists. Surely can't get any more than that out of this. With G2 being so low as well, you'd assume it's going to stick together. One player in the form of Scream is defending the bomb. We have seen some horror show ninja diffuses in 2016.
Yeah.
So
Kirby, snacks.
Oh no. Okay. I was going to say, we had a window there. But they're going to make sure it doesn't happen. They know where he is now. And Scream takes him down. There it is, finally. In the second half, it was 4-0, sorry, but G2 do find their first round. And it's actually broken the economy of Fnatic as well, so this is very beneficial for G2.
It's a far more significant round than the single round they picked up in the second half of Inferno, because, like you said, the economy comes into it. They can start to build a bit of a buffer.
There's been so many close one-on-one clutch situations that Fnatic have been winning, but you don't keep players alive. As soon as you lose that first round, it does break you, and you can see Smith's reading that very well. He's got the Mac 10, he's the reconnaissance player, can just go into positions by himself, hunt for the stacks, and even if he gives that weapon away, it's not a massive deal against the armor players of G2. Round number 21, it looks like an A-sided attack coming in from the French side. We'll just be holding up for now. Don't have to rush into this, see if they can just get some intel. And Smiths He'll be the player by A main. Shoxy has got position towards middle. He's by himself there. That's surprising.
Smiths and Body together are going to try and set up this formulated approach with Molotovs thrown out toward the fence and quad, and pop flashes jumped in as well as the smoke on highway toward the back of the site. It's a good pick from Scream though. They let him go to work. They know the situation against pistols, but again, it's Dennis. USP, he manages to pick up one, and this time it's against an armored opponent. So it's a bit costly in the fact that they're knocking guns down from G2.
Well then, 3 players remain for Fnatic, and they actually will get mowed down here by Shox. He's running towards the connect. He gets all 3 as well. So now G2 in touching distance now of taking the second map. 13-8, the money's still not fantastic for Fnatic. Definitely won't have an AWP. It's going to be 4 rifles, and there's going to be a FAMAS joining them as well. So in terms of utility, you have no incendiaries. That means the very fast attack from G2 becomes a real possibility here. Without that incendiary to hold them off, fast mid boost, very difficult to hold off. It looks like G2 could possibly go for that as well. Scream would be the one to boost them, but once again a default play. And the CTs will be sending 3 players towards middle for now. 1 player towards events, and he'll be backing up Crims, who is going a little bit aggressive towards Beast already. You can see him just trying to work his way around the smoke. This is such a key round. If Fnatic were to drop this one, it's pretty much map over, but let's see who makes the first kill here. No one really wanted to give in just yet.
This is actually a good position for Flusha. It doesn't have to go for the counter boost. He can be pushed up and Venting can watch above him from the vents. So it takes some of the risk out of it, but Flusha gets caught in the open. Nothing Venting can do about that because Scream, just over top of the canopy alone, is able to hit the headshot. It is the man advantage now for G2, and a step closer to 14 rounds. That's where they ended, remember, on Inferno in a heartbreaking fashion. Scream checking all angles, just being able to spot up Venton late as he faces though and makes contact, can't find the kill, has to consider the possibilities of a reface from Z Connector on that though. His team, enough information, enough messing around. It's in toward the A site with the man advantage on entry. They managed to add to that by taking down Dennis. Venton and JW though, good rotations, but RPK's got a shot of his own. The bomb's not planted though, and JW's actually made it deep inside of the site. That's behind the red crate. This 2v2 actually starts to favor Fnatic. Great pick from Scream in that sense, because now he can be able to re-grab the bomb. Doesn't need to face that, but puts a shot at anyway to get the information. He's going to commit to this plant. Shox can't afford to re-peek. He's going to have to play this behind Forklift with 6 HP, and Scream's going to face. This is dangerous,
wow.
But it is Scream.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That was dangerous. Had he been going down there, Shox had 8 HP towards that Forklift area, but it's a really big round there from Scream. He gets that really nice shot, so everything's up towards middle. And JW did everything he could towards that A side. He's been playing very well indeed. He's coming on 20 kills.
And speaking of JW, just to mention, he's just called the tactical timeout right now for Fnatic.
Just to give you a polar opposite there, Flusha, who had almost 40 kills on the first map, he's currently on 6 for 18, so
probably still top fragging in the series.
Yeah, probably. I would imagine so. But it is a tactical time. You're absolutely right. This is getting to the crescendo of the second map here. G2 have a dominating lead in terms of the scoreline and the economy as well. It's 14-8, and Fnatic don't really have much grounds to buy here. They've got about $2,500 average. That would be maybe a couple of FAMASes, some pistols, and maybe a shotgun here and there. But G2 will be getting to 15-8, and it's going to be the force buy, of course, from Fnatic. There'll be a Scout, CZs, Desert Eagles, but never rule Fnatic out of these rounds. We know how deadly they can be, regardless of the situation. So they decided to go for the force buy. They are back into it. And surely G2 are reading this. They will just have the very default play here, hugely passive and holding back almost in T-spawn at this stage. You see what they're up against. It's going to be 5 AKs, no AWPs or MAC-10s this time.
Straight away, what can they change on this Fnatic side? G2 gonna get aggressive, more aggressive than normal, in fact, against these pistols, and get up mid. Good shot from Crims, though. That'll punish them. Missed thrown on the Molotov, and interestingly, they didn't elect to grab that gun, so you might have thought Scream might have gun juggled that back out in middle and put it in a place where it's not re-grabbable.
Well,
But that's totally able to be picked up right now by someone like Flushout or Crims, who are both rotating that direction.
4 players now towards the checkers area as well. RPK backing them up with the utility. I said they had B8 executes in their back pocket. There it is. Shox finds the first frag. Dennis gets flushed out, and now 4-on-4, but a massive advantage, obviously, for GT. They can just hold up here and wait for the reactions coming from the CTs. RPK just holding the flanks. Surely a kill going in his favor. There it is. Takes off the head of JW. And once again, can just hold things up. Find a kill, hold. They don't need to do anything at this stage. And you can see CTs running into their crosshairs.
Crims. You could say running into their crosses as they place them upon them. You know, in morbid manner, Henry.
Yeah, that is a little bit more morbid.
Flush it, 1 versus 4, CZ75.
He's
not
got
likely.
He's got it.
I knew you were going to say it. You're all about it. Bomb already planted, Henry. I'm not believing.
I'm believing right now.
He's got an AK.
This is it.
It's not it.
I know. But sometimes you got to have a bit of faith.
Why not?
But
Throw all your nades.
It's going to be G2 here, getting map points. We probably will be going to a third, considering this was a forced buy from the CTs. There it is.
You have to admire Flusha. Fully blinded up, shooting probably a mile wide, but shooting anyway.
How crazy is it that really GT should be winning this 2-0, considering you win a 13-2 on Inferno to kick things off. They should be taking this. Like, Cash has been very one-sided.
I mean, Yanko did touch on it in a pretty strong way. The fact that they had a good start on this instantly brought them back in, because if this was a back and forth affair, if Fnatic had got the lead, I dare say it would have been 2-0 for Fnatic, simply because they would have never have gotten over that tilt factor.
Yeah.
But as soon as they came out swinging on this, everything was forgotten from Inferno. So I really do think if this goes to Train, they could still win this series. There's no doubt about it. So, I mean, you're right. It is an odd proposition, but it's still totally doable, and it's getting that much closer with Smiths and Scream.
I did say if it got to Train, this is going to be G2 taking it. And it hasn't worked out the way we kind of expected it to. But still, it's going to be, this map is over. It's going to be Dennis and JW remaining. And we were talking over the frags there. It just is going to be the dying sectors of the second map here. Not really much to report, I'm afraid, as Dennis and JW will be up against it as they are in the retake now. JW Molotovs himself out of the vents, but let's see what he can do as Dennis makes his way towards upper.
Flash, brother Molotov, excuse me, in toward the back of the site. Clear the boxes. Have to go for this, remember. One kid on JW. Speaking of, he's found Scream. Now, Mini Pit's still occupied. RPK can control his peak from this position. Even more crucially, behind the flames of the Molotov, he won't be spotted up. His head's just showing, but they don't see it. And RPK's got the shot. Shox to do it in G2. Convincing this time. 16-8 will level the series.
Yeah, very impressive. They seem to have amazing CT size today and having great fundamentals, and just had to grind it out. We did see Dennis bring Fnatic back to life with that ace in the pistol. Amazing round for him, but it wasn't quite enough this time to get Fnatic back into the series. But there we go. We go back towards Train, and that's where things get super interesting.
Absolutely, and it is a map that G2 were impressive on to the group stages. We'll find out if they can do the same when we come back for map 3.